What's up, everybody? Got a little surprise for you today. I don't know if you can hear me very well because I got the camera on the staff. But we are on the former Indiana Harbor Belt, Gary and Western, on the former northwest turnoff of the Gary and Western High Line, at an area that I believe used to be known as Scott. And this was actually a turnoff at the short-lived passenger line that operated on the Gary and Western used to be able to get to the Virginia Street gate of U.S. Steel Gary Works. This has not been in use, I don't know, maybe 80 or 90 years. I believe the last time it was used, Harry Truman visited Gary on the B&O, and the B&O utilized this turnoff to be able to get to Broadway. So I'm gonna have to explain that a little bit later. That's that train on the CXX honking because my car is parked over there. It's a BNSF train. You can't see it, it's through the trees. But I get my car like parked right on the right of way. I'm illegal as hell. But I just said, F it. So we are definitely trespassing like a motherfucker. But this is the former Indiana Harbor Belt turn off of the Gary and Western, or the Doon Park branch, whatever you want to call it. And this used to go downgrade from here and stop at a depot known as Scott, just east of the Virginia Street gate at U.S. Steel Gary Works. You can definitely look at this and look at the embankment and tell that something used to be here. It was a railroad track. God, I wish this thing was still in use. This is so fucking cool. So over here is the former New York Central line, Norfolk Southern now. It would be very cool to stand here and catch one. One did go by while I was walking this way. And I'm gonna show you guys how I got up here. You know, and I'm not gonna walk it all the way down because it goes down quite a bit of ways, and I'm just not feeling it. There's a signal bridge over there for Norfolk Southern. I'm not walking all the way down there. So there used to be two bridges here that are now both gone. One bridge, of course, crossed over Norfolk Southern and New York Central Bridge down there. Branch down here. And the other one crossed over the CSX, which would have been back that way from the direction that I came. Both of those bridges are now gone, all right? So the only vestiges that are left of those bridges, as far as I know, are the earthen embankments, such as this one that we're standing on now. Now, this is not a bridge. This is just a pure sand earthen embankment that was built when the Gary and Western was built back in 1906, 1907. And this is one of the first pieces of the Gary and Western that was completed. And as I stated, the passenger train left Gibson Yard and brought workers from Chicago and Hammond to the big mill here at Gary Works back in the day. And they used the Gary and Western line. And this was the turnoff that they used to be able to get to Virginia Street, which is back that way to the west. So when I say turn northwest, you guys see the curve on the embankment. So it's kind of going southeast, and then it curves back to the northwest behind me. If you keep going straight, you're going to hit Tennessee Street and then Virginia Street. Now, Tennessee Street didn't exist back in 1906. So on the other side of the earthen embankment for the bridge that you can kind of see over there, the embankment up there, would be the Coke Works. And this right here is the Great Lakes Industrial Center. There's no access to get back here, from there, unless you have to go through the guard. So somebody already came out here to check over here, looking, creeping and shit. I don't really care about what's going on over there. I'm worried about the railroad. would be cool if a Norfolk Southern train came right now and I could film it from above while we're standing here, but it's very cold and windy. My hands are cold, even though I got gloves on. And I'm about to turn around and show you guys where I come from. So now we're walking back towards where I come from. You can see that we're definitely off the beaten path here. This is a spot I always wanted to come to because it's just so odd looking, you know. I always wanted to know exactly how high this earthen embankment was. I always wanted to know exactly where it went. I wanted to walk it, experience it. So you guys are doing that with me today. And I want to get back to my car before somebody turn me in. But it's very scenic. Look at the view. Look at the valley. There's a little bit of trash down there. Otherwise, it's untouched, really. It'd be a very good spot to go camping if you like railroad horns blaring at you at night. Down there, that'd be, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet down. There's another valley over here this way. So you can see the trees were up in the branches of the trees. I'm not really sure how well this is translating as far as my voice, but even in the cold and dreary spring, I kind of like it out here. So this is a spot I would like to visit again. Hopefully, well, when the vegetation starts regrowing around here, it'd probably be impossible to come through here, or extremely tough without a scythe or a machete or something. If someone's been up here, there's evidence of some type of vehicle that's been up here, probably within the last month or so. I believe this is all owned by the U.S. Park Department now. So this is not a railroad affiliated property anymore. But in order to get here, you have to trespass on railroad property. At least coming here from the end that I came from. Now you can walk it from, like, I believe Lake Street in Miller or Grand Boulevard in Miller, but that's like a 4-mile walk down the path of the old Doom Park branch, which is over here. Now you see this valley here in front of you. Okay, that turnoff here, this steep turnoff, this is where the Gary and Wester connected to the Doom Park branch, and they connected with each other at a switch over here that was known as G&W Junction. It's different from the G&W Junction at Gibson. So you can't really see it, but I'm trying to show your finger, it's a curve there. That curve would have had railroad tracks on it, and on the other end of the embankment over there would have been a bridge that went over the Norfolk Southern line or the New York Central line, and you'll be able to keep going and connect to the Doom Park branch, where trains will be able to keep going east all the way to Burns Harbor. So here, same line, going back the other direction is where this right here, where we're on, connected to the Gary and Wester. So New York Central, when passenger service when passenger service ended, excuse me, let me get over this little precarious little drop off here. And I'll keep talking. Okay. I mean, it's overgrown. I can't help that, guys. Like, you know, it's on a pole and I'm knocking on shit. All right. So here, you guys can see where the land splits. Going that way would be Scott going back to Virginia Street, and then going this way would be going towards Miller and Burns Harbor. So this turnoff would have took you to Virginia Street, Gary Works. You follow the embankment around, and here, Miller, Burns Harbor. All right, so what I was saying was that New York Central used to access the line from here, from their line over there where I was talking about where the bridge used to be. They had a little track that came off of the main line here, and trains used to be able to take that track, get off the main line, and come up here and access the Dune Park branch to be able to reach Gibson Yard, which they had stake ownership in at the time. So when they inherited Indiana Harbor Belt, when they operated majority stake in Indiana Harbor Belt, they took over ownership of the Gary and Western as well. So they had track rights up here. They could come up here anytime they wanted to, and they scarcely did. It wasn't something that they did all the time. They scarcely did. Rarely did you see a New York Central branded freight train. I'm talking about the steam locomotive days now. Coming up here from this turnoff, and then coming into the city of Gary from here. You can still see in the ground railroad gravel. You see it? Definitely right there. And ahead of us is the Indiana Toll Road. And points beyond that. I think I hear a CSX train coming. Enjoy the view. I was right. The CSX train is coming. And we're going to get a bird's eye view of this motherfucker. Well, I don't know if it's a CSX train, but it's a train coming. So this used to be the embankment for the bridge that came over the B&O line, which is now the CSX Porter Branch. I believe it's the Garrett sub before it goes into B&O CT. Finally got my little bird's eye view. But this is how I came up here. Yeah, so this is how I got up here. I drove here. And this is it's not something that I recommend you do unless you're willing to take a certain amount of risk as far as legality and as far as your car. But as I was saying, this bridge it used to be a bridge here. This bridge crossed over the B&O, which is now the CSX. That factory right there is the former Republic Steel, I believe. I could keep driving down the track and come up behind there and see what's back there, but I don't know if there's really anything interesting to see back there as far as the railroad is concerned. As far as industry stuff, might be a whole lot of shit to see, but as far as railroad, I don't know. There's another missing bridge as well. On the other side of this hump here, this little piece of embankment, was another bridge, and that bridge crossed over the toll road. And that bridge was the youngest bridge on the entire Gary and Western line. Alright? So that bridge was built when the toll road was built. The toll road actually bust through the Gary and Western embankment here, which is the reason why they needed a bridge. But that bridge is torn down. And then this bridge is torn down. And I believe the Norfolk Southern Bridge that used to be back there, we ain't go back there, but the last one, that was the last bridge that was torn down. Not that long ago. So this is some highly advanced railfanning. Some highly dedicated stuff. I'm using my camera pole as a walking stick. It's kind of steep here. So a better view of the CSX subdivision here. Down a little bit lower. That's my car there. Trust and believe Gary is a fleeting shadow of his former self. I came along a decade too late. I was born in 86. I should have been born in 76. I would have documented all of this stuff. I am complaining that you rail fans from back then just did not see it important enough to really document things as well, document things here in Gary as well as they were documented in other places. But of course, I'm younger. I have the benefit of hindsight. So it is a slight criticism, but I am thankful for the stuff that you did get. There are pictures of the old Gary and Western line around if you know where to look for them. It's just not a lot of them. And definitely not a lot of pictures of trains on the Gary and Western line while it was still active before it was abandoned. Those are like the Holy Grail. Pictures of trains on the Gary and Western. That is the Holy Grail of railroading in this region. See, now Norfolk Southern is over there. See, I'm not walking back up there. I can hear it. But this is the CSX subdivision in Gary, right near the former Gary and Western bridge, overpass, flyover, whatever you want to call it. As I stated, I can keep driving east here, go behind Republic. I think I saved that for another day. We're losing light. So That's it. Raw and unedited. I'm not editing this video. You guys are in luck because there's a train coming. Westbound. I'm facing east in my car. After this train leaves, I'm out of here because they're going to see me. Well, that was a cool little excursion. I haven't done an excursion in a while. I figured since I'm in the mood to be brave, got a little time off from work, might as well come and do something crazy. I'm gonna wave at them. I'm gonna see what they do. Oh, he's coming though, don't worry. He's taking a little bit because he's down the track a little ways, but he's coming. I'm gonna let you guys know when I start waving. Then I'm gonna put fire to my heels. That train is closer to me than you guys can see. UP. Okay. I'm waving. They didn't do shit. Let's go behind Republic. Maybe it'd be an easier spot for me to turn around down there. This is a spot I would like to visit again, but I think I'm gonna keep my visits spare. Little swamps and bogs back here. Probably hell in the summertime, all that fucking mosquitoes. So Republic is over here. Yeah, it's a better spot for me to turn around back here anyway. As I expected, not much to see back here, really. This is a cool little low spot, though. Okay, 30 minutes is enough.